Hey guys, it's Ben with Bullet Points, and today we're going to be talking about the Lee Enfield 303 British. This rifle helped build and defend the largest empire the world has ever seen. It's served on every continent throughout the world. So let's talk about it a little bit. This rifle helped build and defend the largest empire the world has ever seen. It served on every continent throughout the world, 2 world wars, and in the hands of trained soldiers, it could outshoot almost anything else on the battlefield. Today we're talking about, of course, the SMLE 303 British, also known as the short magazine Lee Enfield. It's a really, really good rifle. I've had mine for a bunch of years now. I really enjoy shooting it. The SMLE in the 303 British stands for the short magazine Lee Enfield. The Lee refers to James Paris Lee, who designed the bolt action on it. Enfield obviously refers to the Royal Small Arms Factory in Enfield, England. Short means that it is a shorter rifle than previous models, and then obviously magazine refers to the detachable box magazine. I've got a cover on here. The most famous one is the SMLE Mark III, which came out in which was adopted in 1907, which is what I have here is the 1903. At the time, most armies were using slow firing bolt action rifles, and the SMLE really changed that. Some of the key features that really set it apart from other rifles like the Mosin Nagant or the Arisaka is that it had a 10-round box magazine. Most others had 5 rounds. It has an exceptionally smooth bolt. I mean, this thing's like butter. It's extremely great to shoot. The overall length, it's pretty short, easy to move around. And man, you could really rip off some rounds with this. A lot of times the Germans would actually mistake this. Like British soldiers could get rounds off so fast they would mistake it for machine gun fire. The British infantry used to do these things called the Mad Minute, and the goal for that was 15 to 30 well-aimed shots in 60 seconds at a target that was 300 yards away. Then this wasn't spray and pray. They were disciplined to aim and fire this rifle rapidly. And it's very quick, very easy to do it. I've done it a few times at 100 yards. I've never made it out to 300. But this rifle shoots the 303 British round, which I have here. Came out in 1908. It's a rimmed cartridge, generally around 147 grain bullet. Extremely reliable. Like I said, here's a 303 British. Here's a 7.62 by 54R. That's what the Mosin shoots. And then, of course, the classic 308. You can see they're all pretty similar. This rifle's really cool because it served all over the world. World War I, World War II, Korea, Malaysia, India, Africa, Australia, Canada, New Zealand. It really was the rifle for the British Empire and the Commonwealth. Even after officially being replaced in the 1950s, a lot of the soldiers still really, really liked this gun. It's, like I said, extremely reliable, fast to operate, durable under abuse, accurate in trained hands. This thing would fire in the mud, the sand, the rain. It just kept working. Many veterans preferred this rifle over the newer rifles, especially in close range and medium to range combat. Still till this day, this is a very popular gun for collectors, avid sports shooters, and military firearms collectors like me. I've met guys out in the woods who are still hunting deer with these till this day. I mean, it's very comparable to a 30-06 round, so you're going to stop anything you fire this thing at, right? And it's got the 10-round magazine, which means you can have a lot of fun compared to, like I said, like my Mosin, which is a 5-round, or like a Mauser 98, that's a 5-round. So, I really enjoy this rifle. I'll talk a little bit of some features about this particular one that I have here. Like, as you can tell, the stock is a completely different color than the foregrip. The stock and the piece here above the chamber was replaced at some point in time, well before I got it. But my particular model, if you lift the bolt handle up and you look right here, it'll tell you there's the British Crown, that it is an enfield, the date it was produced, which mine was produced in 1918. It is an SMLE, and then it is the Mark III Star. And the Star was like the Battlefield, I don't want to say Battlefield, the newer simplified version. And they did a couple things, like they took the windage out of the sight, and you know, some little modifications like that. I keep saying a lot, and I apologize for that. If you go up here on the front of the receiver, these are more modern stampings. This is from when they imported into the United States. Like it says here, it's a 303 British. It's got the serial number. And then here it looks like it was imported in 1976. So she's been around for well over 100 years. Still shoots just as good as the day we got it. I do not believe mine is a war-issued one, and part of the reason I believe that is the little disc on the back here didn't have any markings. Usually they would put like the regiment number and stuff on this little disc. Mine is blank. So since mine was blank, what I actually did is, some people might hate me for this, is I stamped my own name into it. When I bought my rifle, it came with a couple of accessories. Like you've seen, I had the cover on there. It also came with a sling. One of these days I'd like to find a bayonet for it. Some of the other cooler features about this rifle, like unlike the Mosin and stuff, is the sight here. If you loosen the knob up on the side, you actually have a little thumb wheel here that you can spin and slowly adjust your sight up and down, as opposed to just sliding it like the Mosin is. You know, see the Mosin, it just pinches and slides. This one, you don't have to worry about that. So if you're trying to really fine tune in your shots, these also have a little storage area back here for like an oil bottle. Mine still has it in there. That's what it is. Mine's still covered in Cosmoline, and I've never really bothered to clean it off. But that's my rifle. Funny story about this one. First time I ever took it to the range and shot it, I didn't know that these bolts were under spring tension. So I went up to the range. Now this gun is empty. There's nothing in it. I went up to the range. I fired 10 rounds, and then I closed the bolt, and then I went, oh no, I forgot that I forgot that was 10 rounds. And I just opened the bolt, and it's under spring tension, and I hit myself in the face with it. I was not expecting the bolt to launch back at you, because if you fire it, the bolt's not under spring tension anymore. So I didn't realize that, my own fault, but you can really rip off rounds with this thing. Like, it's so super smooth. The action I would put up to almost any modern rifle that I own, and I own some pretty nice rifles. But that's just a little bit of an overview of the enfield Mark III. Like I said, what's cool about this is it's got a detachable box magazine, which is probably one of the, might not be the first time, but it's probably one of the earlier times you're going to see this on an infantry rifle. What's funny is that you can also load this with a stripper clip, and the British military knew that they could issue thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of these preloaded to soldiers. But they were actually worried that if soldiers just carried around tons of these, because of how easy they are to change, they would waste ammo firing compared to the slower reloading action of a stripper clip. And of course, you would put 2 5-round stripper clips in here. But no, it's a really good gun. I mean, obviously, it's got the bayonet lugs and stuff on the front. I would highly recommend, if you can get one of these and you're interested in, like, you know, military firearms history and stuff, to go ahead and jump on it and get one of these. You can mount scopes on them and everything. I've seen guys sporterize these. I personally wouldn't. I like the originalness of it. But get out there and get one of these if you ever have the chance, or at least just shoot one if you have a buddy or somebody who has one, because it is just a pleasure to shoot. It really, really is. So there's just a quick short video on it. If you guys like my channel, please like and subscribe. I'm a new channel. I'm trying to get out there. I appreciate it, and have a good night.